You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Addicted to the content, gotta binge watching. You don't like it, then you want to invite it. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back until you start try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody, welcome to the hood table one more again. How's everybody doing this evening? Sorry, I'm like 4 minutes late. Hey, we already got folks in the chat waiting to discuss this show. Hey Christine, hey Verbatim. Ooh Lord, I don't want to mess that up. Verbatim Max. And hey, Miss Slow, how you doing? Hey, everybody, man. Hey, Pooh King. I'm going to drop the link, y'all, because I'm inviting people onto the stream that wants to jump on the screen. I guess I can say on the screen, because that's what you'll be doing. Jump on the screen with me and discuss this live with me. So if y'all want to come on the screen, click the link, give it video, audio permission, and join me on the link. We got a lot to talk about tonight, y'all. And actually, I want y'all to, first thing first, 1 through 10, please rate this episode for me. 1 through 10, how do you think this episode rated? And did you see and hear what you expected to hear, or did you get some surprises? I know one of the things that we discussed has been AJ and why he took the meds, and is he sick? We had talked about him possibly having HI to the V, and we were right. Yes, we were right. That was why he was up there stealing all those medications at that drugstore. That's why he looked so sick and so ill, so frail. I mean, he looked like he was sick. I was kind of hoping he didn't have AIDS. And somebody had even mentioned, I don't know if it was on here or in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, somebody had mentioned that they thought he might have got raped in jail. Come to find out, that was the case too. They was right about that too. So that's out the bag. That's out the bag. He finally got around to it. So next thing for me is concerning AJ and Grace and Noah and Sophia, is if that is really her son. So that's a question that keeps coming up over and over again, if AJ is really their son. I don't know now. I mean, I don't know. Wow. What do y'all think about? Because the first thing I thought of when he said that was, because we was always thinking about maybe there was somebody in jail that was with him that knew or heard him mention, or he heard them mention of their family or something, and he might have, chose to visit Grace and them first as soon as he got out to be an imposter and pretend like, he was, their family member. But what if the person who raped him, is really her son? If that's the case, though, and I'm just reaching, y'all know I like to reach sometime, but if that's the case, wouldn't he be happier that guy is dead? The one that visited, Grace in the cemetery. You would think he would be happy. So maybe he wasn't. the guy who raped him. But anyway, that's my questions. That's my questions. But y'all let me know your questions. Firstly, well, next thing I want to discuss is as far as Bishop goes, and as far as this will goes, we got Jacob. He's doing his own investigation. He's trying to find out did his father and Basie have anything to do, with the church. I mean, not with the church, but with Mrs. Davis's house, Loretta Davis. And I still don't know who the heck she is. Like, I thought we would find out last week. I said, hopefully this week we'll find out who this Miss Loretta is. I mean, she obviously left the house to somebody, left all that property, the plantation, if I may, to, the Greenleafs. But I still don't know who the heck she is, like who she is really. And so even Jacob tried to get that information from Basie's daughter. And I wonder if Basie got any more kids out there. But anyway, I think Basie's daughter is a good person compared to her half brother and half sister, Rochelle and not Basie, but Daryl. Basie is her half brother and Rochelle is her half sister. Daryl is their father, the one who, is no longer here. And I wonder if he has, any other kids, but I do think that the one that Jacob went to visit today, I think she's a good person overall, even though she wants some type of revenge because she truly believes that Bishop has something to do with, their father, Daryl, being deceased. So she said, God showed her a vision. He promised her the Greenleafs will be removed, from their high position. They would be brought down to her footstool. You know what the Bible said? Your enemies will be brought down to your footstool. Something like that. Don't quote me on my Bible verses. But anyway, something like that. But she was like, she's, determined that the Greenleafs is going to get revenge. And actually, a lot of the things that's going on, you would think there is some kind of revenge there. I mean, let's see. Bishop, we know he's sick. We don't have proof of that yet. We don't have proof of that unless he already went to the doctor behind Lady Mae's back and he knows that he indeed has dementia. But right now we know he's sick. And why did I have a feeling that when Jacob came to see him and Bishop was on that treadmill, y'all, he was panting and sweating and breathing all hard. Then he got off and he started stretching and everything. Well, I thought the Bishop might have a heart attack or a stroke. The moment that Jacob mentioned something that had to do with Basie or Daryl or Loretta, the house, the property, he was like, she left that to us. It's in the will. She left that to him and Lady Mae. He had no idea. At least he claims he has no idea about this other will. Is Bishop, while he was up there stretching and pulling his legs, is Bishop pulling our legs? Is he pulling Jacob's leg? And let's not forget old Tasha. I don't know who was more of a Jezebel, her or Rochelle. But anyway, Tasha, when Jacob did pop up to visit Tasha, you see that sleek number that she had on, that little black dress. She was looking all fancy, all dolled up, jewelry, hair, little cute black dress, heels, and everything to go with him and accompany him to Daryl's other child's mission church, whatever it is. But anyway, she was all dolled up and looking all cute. And I'm like, what the hell she all dressed up for? Looking all cute. We quickly found out why. Because she still has some kind of interest in Jacob. But does Jacob really have some interest in her? I don't think so. But I don't know if he's trying to make her believe that instead of her, knowing that she's being used. Because I think that's what Tasha is assuming, that she's being used and that Jacob never really liked her. But he did claim that he did like her. And maybe after him and, Carissa, maybe after they get a divorce, that, they could get to learn each other know each other, and then see where it possibly can go. But I don't know if Jacob was really being truthful with her, because before he could get it out, she was up there trying to spit with him. She was all in his mouth trying to tongue him down before he could even get it out that it might be a possibility they could get to know each other. And he was like, excuse me. I said, maybe after we get a divorce, so back down. She was ready to get on him. Oh my God. But yeah, she really did like him. She really, really did like him. Jacob, back then, I think it was more of a lust thing than a just wanting to be with her. Jacob was with a lot of people back then, which led his wife, Carissa, into also having her outside relationships, but she wasn't being careful enough. I wonder if Jacob was really being careful enough either, because for some reason, I still think that might be his daughter. That little girl, I still think that might be his daughter. So I don't know if he was safe, but it wasn't like he brought home gonorrhea or syphilis or the HIV, some kind of disease like his wife did. So I guess he was being a little bit more careful. But anywho, I guess we got to wait till next week to find out a little bit more details as far as the property goes, the house, the will that was left to Bishop and James, Bishop and Lady May, supposedly. But anywho, as far as Sophia and Dante. That scene right there was a mess. Sophia, okay, last week we found out that Sophia, I don't know if she sent the booby pic to Dante to kind of like, while he was up there trying to figure out if he's going to be with his ex or not, with Nikki or not. I don't know if she sent the booby pic to kind of remind him, this is what you have over here kind of thing, or try to entice him, or give him a reason to help speed up his decision, because she was sitting by the phone last week trying to figure out, do you want to be with me, do you want to be with her, I need to know where your head is so she could either move on or whatnot. But anywho, this episode, she stormed over there to the little house behind the big house. The house, the kind of like the house I always tell my sons that I want, when they get rich, hopefully one of them will get rich. And I always tell them I want the house behind the big house, the guest house. She stormed up there and she started throwing Nikki's clothes all over the place. And Nikki done popped up on the scene. And she's going off like, why is you throwing all my stuff all over the place? Man, I'm surprised Sophia didn't punch her dead in her mouth and still on her when she stepped over that threshold, because she's the one who leaked the booby pic all across the internet. And I'm also surprised that her mother, Grace, haven't seen it yet. Bishop, Lady, oh God, if Lady May has seen it, I don't know how they ain't seen it yet. But anyway, Nikki, the one who sent that booby pic and had it, all over the internet, because I'm sure she was snooping in Dante's phone without permission. Nikki knows that Sophia is her competition. Nikki is pretty. Nikki is okay. Nikki is pretty, but Sophia is pretty too, and Sophia is more of what Dante probably needs in his life, especially with him being a star and everything. Nikki, she's just one of those chicks that want to ride while the money is there, while you on high, but as soon as you on low, the money runs out, you get hurt, you get, she gonna be on her little way on to the next star. That's what Nikki is. But anyway, she knows that Sophia is competition, and that's why she did it. I guess she figured that she would embarrass her, humiliate her, and maybe it put more space between Sophia and Dante. But when she started talking stuff, okay, let me back up. I have to give Zora credit. Because Zora and Sophia been beefing big time. And again, I don't know why, because Zora, Sophia, y'all first cousins, y'all like grew up together, and then this girl named Nikki comes in between y'all and makes y'all beef like that. Well, Sophia wasn't really beefing; it was more, but it was more Z. But anyway, this episode, Z, she stepped up to the plate. She was defending Sophia, standing up for her. Basically, she threw Nikki out the house. Threw her out the house and told her don't come back. Nikki was lucky though, because all day they did get into a little scuffle. For one, Nikki should have got stole on as soon as she walked in the door for posting the booby pic online. For two, she should have got stole on. She should have got stole on when she told Sophia that she made sure she put something in her mouth before she got there so Sophia could know exactly what she won't ever taste again. And we know what she was referring to as far as what she put in her mouth. For three, Nikki should have got stole on because she brought up the fact that Sophia can't have any children because she don't have any ovaries. Now, how did she find that out? Because Zora claims that, well, she swear that she didn't say anything to Nikki about that. So how did Nikki find that out? I wonder if Sophia said something to Dante. You know how you be, pillow talking and you tell people your little secrets and, innermost personal things about yourself. I can't recall if she told him or not. If y'all can recall, let me know, because I'm like, how did Nikki fine? But anyway, they did end up, getting a little tussle and everything. But then, Z, she broke it up, she put her out and everything. My question is, do y'all think that Nikki was telling the truth about them messing around, them being intimately involved? Intimate again. Do y'all believe that Nikki actually put Dante in her mouth again? Or do y'all think that she's just saying that because she's trying to make, Sophia jealous, make her feel like there's no chance of her ever being with Dante again? Maybe Nikki actually isn't with Dante and he kicked her to the curb, but she hurried up over there to try to make it seem like, her and Dante decided to, make another go at trying to rekindle their relationship or whatnot. I don't know, but I'm telling you one thing. I would have snatched old Nick. Them curls on the side of her head. When the last time we seen them? Like in the early 90s, she had the big curls on the side of her head and the long ponytail. Them curls would have got snatched out in the ponytail. Messing with me, talking about me not having babies. Your man is in my mouth. And she posted a picture of her boob. Oh. Yeah. Nikki would have been dog walked all in the house behind the big house. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. I kind of think that she's lying. I just, kind of think that she's lying. But anywho, y'all let me know also what y'all think about this Noah. Noah, Noah and Grace, they were sitting around in the hospital trying to see AJ. He finally agreed to see Grace after Sophia basically told him, if you don't tell us what's going on, if you don't tell us why you try to kill yourself, and we know that he really cares about, Sophia. And for all we know right now, they really are sister and brother. For all we know right now. And I think he believes that she's the only person he can trust. She's the only one that, he really cares about out of that family. And that's why he, decided, okay, he don't want to piss Sophia's off. She's already mad. He cares for her the most. So he agreed to talk to Grace. And that's when he told her what happened in prison. But as far as Noah, now, Lady May, for some strange reason, I think she wants Grace and Noah to get back together. I don't know if it's really because she just wants them to get back together or if she really is looking out for AJ. But she did tell him, she did tell Grace how good he looks, how handsome he looks every time she see him. Talking about he looks like a whole movie star. She was just pouring it on thick. Grace, she wasn't falling for it. Grace was not falling for it. And from that kiss that she shared, mm, mm, I don't know. I don't know. Grace Hart is still somewhere. Grace Hart is still somewhere. It's definitely not with Noah. It's definitely not with Noah. But anywho, so good luck with that, Lady May. Now, as far as the church is concerned with Lady May, as far as the church, uh Charity. Charity, please tell me why she still thinks there's a chance that she would be the associate pastor. Like, why does she believe that she's still going to be the associate pastor? Did you hear what Lady May told her when she was talking about, I'm going to be the associate pastor? I think Lady May knows what she's talking about. Lady May is all knowing. She knows everything, and she seems to be right a lot of the time, even though sometimes it might come out the wrong way. But in this case with her daughter, it does seem like she knows what is up with, as far as Philip, as far as Bob, as far as Judy, who Bob threw on Philip and forced Philip on her. We gonna talk about them too in a minute too, because that shit at the end was funny. But anywho, Lady May is convinced that the only position that Charity is going to have is playing mammy to Philip and Judy. Is she right? I think Lady May might be onto something, because Lady May, she had told her that just before she went to the church. Soon as she gets to the church, she sits down, and here comes Philip talking about, Judy needs your help. Judy needs you to help with this. Judy thinks it's best that you do the welcome and not preach this Sunday. She also thinks that you should help with the choir and with the music selection and all this. Woo, 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 woo. And at first, Charity was like, why am I helping you? Shouldn't she be doing that? Shouldn't she be doing the opening? Charity, for some reason, I don't know what she has up her sleeve. She told Lady May she has a plan, that she has something up her sleeve, but I don't know. I don't know if her plan is going to work. I don't know. And when Lady May called Judy a wrinkled up white asparagus, y'all, I was gagging. I was dead. I was like, she said, you go over there and keep on dancing around for that greasy Negro and that wrinkled up white asparagus of a woman. I was dead. I was dead. But when Charity got to the church, and Philip told her all this, and Judy's up playing in her face with the ring, talking about, what do you think about this ring? He got it from his mother. Now I'm going to have to get on Philip about this ring. Okay, it's one thing. It's one thing to have a ring from your mother, your grandmother, your great aunt, your third cousin, and hand it over to a woman. But he gave that ring to Judy. Then he gave that. That was after he gave it to Charity. Charity gave it back. He turns around and gives it back to Judy. Do y'all think that's right? Just because your mother, grandmother, guys, okay, maybe this is a question for the guys. If your mother or grandmother handed you down a ring, do you just keep taking that ring and redistributing it to different females in your life? Like, isn't the ring supposed to mean something? How can you just keep passing this old hand-me-down of a ring to all these different women? I mean, rings are supposed to be special. Like, I don't know, invest. Maybe you should use that ring. I don't know, give it to your daughter. Give it to your daughter. Give it, not your daughter, but give it to your son. Give it to your son. That's what he's doing. Charity's going to be there to play mammy. But anyway, that was so funny. She was like, that asparagus of a woman. But anyway, Lady May. I just love me some Lady May. But yeah, I think she's on to something. And I think Lady May, what's going to happen, Lady May, her husband, Kareem, they was all sitting around. Trying to figure out, what they going to do for musical selection. They started putting their heads together, brought up this name, brought up that name. And they know they could get nobody better than Charity, not in their area. Cherry's a beast. I mean, hell, she is a whiners in real life. Charity can sing. Charity can sing. But Kareem, man, even though she took a dig at Lady Mae and Bishop James about their church bar, she got the position. She told them, all you need is a be able to hold a tune, be able to carry a note, and be able to push the play button on the table. She's like, that's all you need for what? I mean, y'all church this building, like what? I mean, come on now. It's a church bar. It's a bar that y'all turn into a church. So who do y'all think y'all gonna get? Some famous musician, some, Lady Mae, she caught the shade though. She caught that shade. But then she was like, okay, you got the job. She gave her the job. So anyway, I think I don't know. I think Charity might end up running back to them, to the church, after it all goes down. I think it's going to go down really bad. But I don't know if they're actually going to really open up a church in that bar, or if they're going to eventually get, their old church back. So y'all let me know what y'all think. But I do think Charity is going to end up right back where she belongs. But I think that this time when she goes back, they're going to allow her to preach. They're going to allow her to preach. Now, Charity, I've seen her preach before. I've seen her preach. She all right. But she does better, with musical selection. She does better leading the choir and, help organize the choir and direct the choir. And, she does better at that. I think she should lead the preaching to Bishop and Grace and even Lady Mae every now and again. But, I think that's going to be something that Charity is going to force on them. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I know she loves the choir. I know she does love that, but she really wants to preach. And there are a lot of preachers out there who can sing and who can preach. I mean, Yolanda Adams, for instance, Shirley Caesar. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but y'all know what I'm getting at. And after she basically helped Philip, get into the position he was in, because she first assumed, she thought that her and Philip was going to be like some power couple. They was going to lead the church and then maybe eventually get married and have children or something like that. So, she's always been convinced that she was going to end up preaching. And that's why she went behind her family's back and basically stabbed them, in their back to, gain that position as associate pastor. But anyway, I don't think she's going to be associate pastor, but I think she might end up preaching. But anyway, and that's better than fetching and statching. I mean, come on now. That's better than running and fetching, fetching and catching, like the old Southern mammies do, like her mother, Lady Mae, said she's going to end up doing. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that one. But did we cover everything? I think we did cover everything. Yeah, we did cover everything. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this particular episode. Let me know what you think. Again, at the beginning of the show, I said, tell me if you rate it from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10, tell me what you rate this show as. I thought it was really good. We got a little more information that we was already right with anyway, as far as AJ, but we still haven't got anywhere with Loretta Davis. I still think Rochelle is out there somewhere. I think she's somewhere slithering in the grass somewhere, because she's a snake. I think she's there somewhere. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she helped kill her own father, because Daryl's other daughter, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but the one at the church that Jacob and Tasha went to visit, she's convinced that Bishop James and maybe Basie has something to do with her father's death. But I have a feeling that it was probably both her half sister and half brother, Rochelle and Basie. Again, I might be reaching. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But she said that Basie's body was found on the side of the road in Texas, and that she believes Rochelle made it across the border to Mexico. Now, at first I was wondering, is Basie really dead? A lot of people was wondering if Basie really dead. Was that really Basie's body? I don't know why, but I'm not so sure. And I'm not so sure that Rochelle is in Mexico. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Put the comments in the chat if you come in after video. And before I go, I do want to thank everybody for reaching out to me for, the tragic situation we had with our family on the July 4th. For those y'all who don't know, I won't go into details because I don't want to add this into this episode. But if you check out the video before this video that I did on the night of July 4th, you'll find out what horrible tragedy happened on the 4th of July with one of my family members. But anyway, y'all, in the meantime, in the between time, y'all stay safe. Y'all be blessed. Be vigilant, try to remain healthy because the Rona is still out there kicking and slaying folks left and right. And I am out. Deuces. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.